Welcome to the Horror Hour.
Hello, and welcome to the Horror Hour, the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. Today, you are just joined by myself, Liam, and today we are going to be discussing the Grimmfest Easter Festival. This is a horror-based festival in Manchester, UK. They usually have festivals in the October, but they started last year an Easter edition. So we have been lucky enough to be given a selection of the films that will be premiering there. Just to give you an insight as to what the festival has and what you could possibly join up and look. So as I said, this is the second edition of the Grimmfest Easter edition. It'll be running from the 15th of April to the 18th of April, so Good Friday to Easter Monday. It is held in person at the Great Northern Odeon in Manchester, but it is available online as well. So tickets are available, so hop over to their website. What is that? It is grimmfest.com. So hop on over and get your tickets if you would be interested in seeing any of the films that I talk about today. So what I'm going to do is, because there is four that I managed to see, so I'm going to review them in order on how I liked them. So I'll start with the one I liked the least, work up to the way that I want the one that I liked the most. So first up, we have the film The Family. This is a film from director Dan Slater and writer Adam Booth. The synopsis for this goes as a young family living in isolation and are forced into hard labor out of fear of fear of dishonoring their father and mother, fight to free themselves from their religious cult. So from that synopsis, the movie is exactly what you think it's going to be. It's quite a slow burn, not a massive payoff. It's still enjoyable. Don't get us wrong. It's not like Hunger Game or anything like that. So it is enjoyable. So I would still give it a look if that's the kind of thing that you're into. But going into it, be aware it is very similar to movies with that synopsis. Like watching it, you'll go, I've seen this film before. You haven't, but you've seen very similar movies. But I will say from that, there was two standouts with this, and that is in the acting for the film, for Benjamin Charles Watson and Jenna Warren. Both throughout the film were excellent. They played two of the children. They're not children, teens, but excellent throughout, complete standouts. And really, from this, they should be getting like a lot of calls. I would say for Jenna, it very much reminded as her performance very much reminded me of Anna Taylor-Joy in The Witch. Excellent. But apart from them two obviously being really good, film, yeah, if you like this kind of thing, watch it. So for me, 5 out of 10. Middle ground. Didn't hate it, didn't dislike it, didn't love it. Just petering in the middle. So the next film was the film Postmortem. This is a horror film out of Hungary, and it follows a postmortem photographer and little girl who confront ghosts in a haunted village following the First World War. Again, it is another one that is it's slow, and for myself, I'm not a huge fan of ghost related content. Ghosts, paranormal things never tickle me fancy. But I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, which is why it's not last on my list. It is second. And again, I didn't hate any of these films. It's it's slow. I enjoyed it up until, I would say, I enjoyed it up until the ghosts come in. And then once the ghosts come in, I found my attention starting to wane from the film because it couldn't keep my attention. But I feel like that's more due to my like the way I feel about ghost films. So I think apart from that, I think anyone else would probably enjoy this. If obviously if ghost related content is your jam. I will say, standout though, it is well structured as a film. It is well structured, and the acting across the board is really good. The child actress, I have her name. She is Hungarian, so I'm probably going to butcher this. But it is Frazina Heiss. She keeps up really well with the adult actors around her and is a standout. And the male lead, Victor Clem, is very enjoyable to watch on screen. Jesus. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gentleman. So again, this is like middle of the road. It's slightly ahead of the other one just because it was slightly less of a slow burn than the other one. So it's still a 5 out of 10. But the 5 is personal preference due to obviously the way I feel about ghosts. So yeah, take that as you will. So the runner-up from the 4 films is a film called Woodland Gray. This is about a man who is living alone in the woods and saves the life of a young woman, and they are forced to coexist when chaos ensues when the woman makes a terrifying discovery in the woods behind the man's home and releases something truly haunting. Again, this is another one that is quite slow. But it doesn't, even though it is slow, it doesn't feel as long as the other 2, even though I think they're roughly around the same length in time. So that's why it does get a little bit extra when it comes to point wise. It's the feature film, it's the feature length film debut for director Adam Reeder, and he has crafted like a really good film here. Both the actors play off each other really well throughout the film, and the location that they use for the movie is excellent. Like if you watch just the first 10 minutes of this film, you'll be like, I'd like to go camping there. Obviously then you'd watch the rest of the film and go, maybe not, but still you might enjoy it up until that point. But I would say this is like the perfect film for Shudder. I think anyone that subscribes to Shudder would put this film on and really enjoy it. So if you watch some of the smaller content on Shudder, I would definitely hunt this one down and give it a watch because you will enjoy it. So for this one, I'm going to say 6 out of 10 because it is, as I said, it is slightly better than the other 2. But as I said, they are all good movies. But for my top pick from the films that we got to view, I'm going with Ghosts of the Ozarks. This is a film set in post-Civil War Ireland. I'm British. I don't know these states. So in post-Civil War Arkansas, a young doctor is mysteriously summoned to a remote town in the Ozarks to discover that the utopian paradise is filled with secrets and surrounded by a menacing and supernatural presence. Again, as I've already said, I don't really like ghost things. However, I really enjoyed this film and I would watch it again. It is from directors Matt Glass and John Wayne Long. It stars Thomas Hobson, Tim Blake Nelson, and David Arquette. It was a for me, it was a real standout going in watching this film. I didn't expect myself to enjoy it because of literally the title being Ghosts of Ozarks. But I, all the way through, thoroughly entertained. I think the script is very strong, and the acting is really strong as well, which helps keep you entertained throughout. Some really good twists and turns throughout the film as well. So if you get a chance to see it, definitely see it. I would say as well, as like everyone across the board, acting wise, was excellent. But I would shout out actress Tara Perry. She really popped on screen. I've never heard of her before or seen her anything before, but she really had me invested in that character. So props to her. But yeah, so after watching it, would love to see what else these directors have done. I can see from their IMDb they have done other things and they have got stuff up and coming. So I will be checking it out because it was excellent. So for this, I'm going to say 7.5 points wise. So yeah, good. So thank you for joining us today. Well, thanks for joining me today because I'm alone for once. Please do subscribe to the channel, comment, press that notification bell and all that jazz. And if you do want to interact with us, we are on Twitter and Instagram, which is at the Horror Hour TV. We have a podcast every Tuesday so that'll be on, that's on the YouTube channel which you are watching now, but we are also on all of like the podcasting stations, Spotify, Apple Music, Google, all that stuff. So please give them a listen, enjoy if you can. So thanks for watching today. Goodbye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.